Alright everybody, this is me unboxing my Royal Tiger Imports Guevara 8890 I got from RTI. They had a weekend flash sale for $2.99. Take a look at the box. It's looking pretty good. Well packaged. Lots of tape around the corners. And then on the other end there was some thicker tape. See, look at this right here. It's packaged really well. I think I'm going to open it on the other end. I think that'd be easier to get into. Let's go at it with a pair of scissors. There's that. There we go, look at all that packing foam in there. Might have to stick this thing straight up so I don't spill it everywhere. Alright, I got most of the packing tape out. Let's see if I can slide this rifle out now. As you can tell, packaged really well. Has some cardboard going around the rifle and more packing stuff in there. Seems pretty good. There we go. Bunch of this packing foam going everywhere. I'll clean it up later. Alright. Bunch of bubble wrap. And I also ordered a Carcano bayonet for this. Let me look for that in the box too. Alright, well the bayonet came out. I'm gonna deal with this in a separate video, but what I did not like was it had this like redneck sheath on it. Like that, but when I tilted the box backwards to try to get the bayonet out, this came out first. If I would have kept knocking the box back, this bayonet potentially could have slid and stabbed me right in the hand. So that's not very cool. I think RTI, if they package bayonets without sheaths on them, they need to wrap the hilt up a little bit too. Just my 2 cents. All right, let's try to free this thing from the bubble wrap. I like the way they put it in all this bubble wrap with the packing foam. Very professional. I know RTI used to have an issue where people were getting guns that were all beat up, muzzles sticking through the end of the box, and that's because they didn't package them well. So I'm glad they got that figured out. I'm gonna do the rest of this all. All right, everybody, so here it is, all out of the bubble wrap. And honestly, it looks pretty good. So let's just go from the buttstock down. So obviously the wood is looking pretty good. A couple little, I think those are just stress marks right there. They don't appear to be, or maybe they're little tiny cracks, no big deal. Butt plate is looking just fine. Moving on up, sling swivel, looking great. Tiny little crack along this stock right here, but it's been pinned through, so I think that'll be just fine. I could go over it with some epoxy or some wood filler if need be, but I'm not shooting anything hot through this because it's the older wedge locking system. I open it up, no forward locking lugs like an M95 or M95M would have. And that's because it uses that little wedge block right there to lock it in place. So not quite as strong as a 2 front rotating locking lugs. But it opens and closes just fine. Has all the parts back here. Safety works. Goes off. Not a lot of pressure on that firing pin spring. I can kind of tell from the way it sounds, but if it pierces a primer, it pierces a primer. Let's see, let's flip this around. It's got OEWG stamped right there on the front. Definitely Steyr produced rifle then. rear sight ladder is looking great. The numbers are a little faded, focus, but that's all right. And when I compress that, it goes up and down. A lot of these RTI guns are missing parts and stuff, but the whole 1890 pattern sight is looking just fine. As we move further down the stock, we're up here at this rear sling swivel, and it looks to be, it's kind of loose and it's held on by, it's like a brass pin or nail or something, just kind of holding it in place. It's kind of redneck, but probably something Ethiopians had done. Then this sling swivel is all sorts of screwed up. It's all loose and whatnot. It might just need to be tightened. I have no earthly idea what's wrong with it. Moving further down, bayonet lug, nose cap's looking good, stacking rod looking great, front sight obviously looking just fine. There is a tiny bit, if you can just barely see it, but rust along the wood line right here. So I'm going to take this apart after I'm done with this video and address that with some CLP. So there's the serial number right there on the side of it. Maybe I can search that up, find a little bit more information about this rifle. If we open the action up, you guys can see there's the follower. Got a good amount of spring tension to it. A little bit dirty. I can clean that up, no problem. It's in a lot better condition than I would have thought from an RTI gun. A lot of these things are missing parts and whatnot. So far my Berdan 2 is good, and this thing is good. Just no bluing. It looks like it's been wire wheeled, but that's all right. All screws intact on the bottom metal there. That's where the clip drops out at. It's looking mighty fine. All right, everybody, so I figured you'd probably also want to see a bullet test. Here's a 323 coated cast bullet. Let's see. And it swallows it whole. Now, normally that would be a terrible thing, but I messed around with it a little more and I pushed it down in there and it went to a point and then it stopped. I can't remember where. I think it was somewhere down here maybe. But, and I looked through it, it had good rifling down it and stuff. Well, I say good, but it had rifling. And so I think it's been counterbored at the muzzle. I hope that doesn't tear accuracy up too bad, but I'm gonna have to get some cases for this, make some cartridges up with some either, probably, since I'm using a coated cast bullet, probably smokeless load, just reduce smokeless loads, and see what they'll do. I don't want to push this thing too hard. All right, everybody, so I set my rifle up on the table, got it all apart, and let's take a look at it. So as you can see along the wood line, there is a lot of rust and this gooey stuff. It's probably grease or cosmoline. Can wipe it off with mineral spirits, but it doesn't look very good, but it's honestly not that bad. Once I get it wiped off, you can see there's a ton of grease and stuff on the action. There's like some dead bugs back in here by the trigger. Then inside the stock, everything else looks fine, by the way. But inside the stock, literally dead bugs, just a whole bunch of dirt and stuff. So I'm gonna have to clean it out. But honestly, for what I paid, $2.99 for a Gewehr 8890, that's pretty good. Not gonna lie. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you later.